Hi! After last week's video about living with anxiety, it quickly jumped to 49 views in a week, which has been, I think, the second highest viewed video in a week's span since my Christmas video, which was almost a year ago. I just wanted to thank all my loved ones and friends and family, as well as any of you guys out there who watched the video. It really means a lot to me. And I had so many people reach out to me within a few days of me posting that video about like showing their support, telling me they loved me, saying that they live with anxiety too, saying that they experienced those things before and now they understand what it was, saying that, you know, thank you for being so brave or talking about this, and this was a really good idea for a video, and I'm sure this is going to help a lot of people. And as much as all of those things mean so much to me, it really did take a lot to post that video. It was actually kind of just the day of, and I was day after. And I was kind of just like, I don't know how to come up with a video right now. I've got so much going on in my mind, so I figured I would post a video about all the stuff that was preventing me from making a video because I had so much on my mind. That is something that I deal with every day, and I'm sure lots of people have things that they're anxious about as well. Probably some people think that they can handle more or less than others, but really it doesn't matter comparing yourself to another person saying, I could have handled that. It doesn't matter if you could have handled it because it's not about you, it's about the person who's dealing with it in that moment. And I wanted to make a little video about focusing on those people in your life who are a support system. So it really takes a lot out of a person, a lot of bravery, a lot of courage, or even a lot of wanting to reach out to tell people that you are struggling with something, to tell people you're struggling with anxiety, causes anxiety. It's kind of a stuck between a rock and a hard place situation, is that I'm anxious about all these things going on in my life. I'm experiencing anxiety from thinking about what people are thinking of me, from thinking about if people aren't thinking of me, thinking about if they were thinking about me before I entered the room, how do they think about me because I didn't make eye contact when I walked past, or that I made too much eye contact when I walked past and now I'm weird. There's a lot of things that I deal with about that. So bringing it up to somebody saying, hey, I'm dealing with anxiety right now and I just need your support, or I need you to check in with me. Those things are so difficult to say. I'm not saying that I have any of these issues, but for somebody who's struggling with alcoholism, for somebody who's struggling with a drug addiction, or struggling with any other number of things going on with them, could find it difficult to come forward as well saying you're struggling with this, or even recognizing that you're struggling with this. See, I recognize that I have anxiety and I am trying to work my way through it, but if I didn't recognize that I was anxious, I could perhaps push myself more and more and more, just push myself through it, put a smile on, keep going every day to day, dealing with these things, and then one of these days you just break down because you haven't been taking care of yourself. You haven't been taking care of number one, doing self-care, maybe saying, you know what, I don't need to pick up that extra third shift of the day to make a little extra money. It's like, I need to sleep, I need to eat something. I haven't eaten all day because I've been working or I've been running around doing errands. And it's great to take care of those people around you, but after a certain amount of time, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself. So again, I just want to thank all of you out there who reached out to me and said that they loved me, and that I'm not alone, and that I'm always there, that they're always there if I wanted to talk to them. The people who are continuing to reach out with me throughout the week saying, hey, I miss you, hey, I love you. Like, I'm getting teary-eyed now just thinking about it. There's a lot of people out there who are dealing with a lot more things going on up here than they're willing to admit. There's people out there who are dealing with undiagnosed autism. They don't know why they are the way that they are, and people might think that they're different and they don't know how to deal with it. There might be people out there who are becoming increasingly forgetful and they don't realize that they have dementia or that they have Alzheimer's. They can't reach out, or they're not willing to reach out. They don't understand that they need to reach out to figure out what's going on with them. There are people who are dealing with having too much energy. They're very distractible. They're easily jumping from one thing to another, and they don't realize that they have ADHD. These types of things are very difficult for the people in this category to reach out to search for help, to try to figure out if they have a community of people who are experiencing it the same way, and to try to form a support system, find ways to help them deal with what's going on in their life. And I don't think it's right for people to judge someone for what's going on in their life, because you don't know how they're dealing with it. You don't know if they can deal with it. I think it's right to just check in on each other from time to time, and it doesn't always have to be, I love you so much, everyone will miss you, don't do anything rash, like, we're always there for you, call me if you need me, because again, being anxious just keeps you from reaching out, you know? So maybe every now and then just be like, hey, like, I'm gonna go to Taco Bell, like, do you want to come with me? Or I just got this cool coupon to go to Pizza Hut and I thought I would swing by, do you want to get some Pizza Hut? Or hey, I saw this episode of Friends and it totally reminded me of you and that time that we did such and such. Those things, though may not mean a lot to you, could mean a lot to the other person. It could mean a person sitting there thinking nobody's thinking about me, or I don't have anybody who cares about me, and then they get a text saying, hey, I do. Those little things really mean a lot. I had a conversation with 2 coworkers this week, and one coworker was saying that they couldn't speak to another person because they caused them to have anxiety. And the other person in the conversation was saying that they didn't understand why that would cause them anxiety. Like, they might rub you the wrong way, but I don't understand why it would cause you anxiety. And I kind of had to just go, well, sometimes somebody can cause someone to be self-conscious or think, when you walk into a room and everyone was laughing and then they stopped, like, were they laughing about me? They must have been talking about me. What did I do? What have I recently done? Maybe I didn't do anything. That was why they were laughing about me. Maybe do I have something on my face? Am I wearing something bad? Maybe that's why they were laughing about me. And the first person told me, yes, that's exactly what's going on. And the other person didn't understand that connection. That's fine. They probably don't deal with that level of anxiety, or they don't deal with that portion of mental health in general. They might not have to deal with that. They might have dealt with it a different situation. We should kind of also recognize using mental health words as slang. Just because someone likes things neat and tidy, or just because you like things a certain way, you can't just say, oh, I just have OCD. You might not, or you might, and you should check that out. Person who has OCD might have compulsive thoughts 24/7 of how many times they have to flip the light switch up and down, or their house is going to set on fire, or how many times they need to re-say a word until it sounds perfect, because otherwise they're going to have to do another compulsive thing to prevent another compulsive thing from happening. And that is something that people with OCD might deal with. And for you to flippantly say, oh, I just have OCD, it might make them feel like what they're dealing with is that they're blowing it out of proportion, like it's not that big a deal. Like, I'm weak because other people can deal with this and I can't, which is one of the things that makes me anxious, is that if I say this thing gives me anxiety, or I had an anxiety attack about this thing, and someone might just go, why? Like, all you had to do was this. Like, a person seeing a skinny friend of theirs and joking that they have an eating disorder, or joking that they're so skinny they look anorexic, is not okay. There's just so many things that I could list that people say flippantly that you probably don't say it thinking that you're meaning to be offensive, but especially if you say it in front of a person who is dealing with that situation, it would be very offensive. Saying off the cuff to somebody that you're talking to that they're delusional. Or you think that this is happening, oh, you're delusional. A person who has a delusion cannot be snapped out of the delusion that they have. It's something that they're holding on to. They really believe this is happening. They really believe this is a true event that they're witnessing or that's happening. I really think that the FBI is following me. I really think that they're tapping my phones, that they're in disguise following me on the street. I've seen that car before. It follows me every day. That's a delusion. That could be characterized as a delusion. There's so many movies out there that I feel like we could watch and educate ourselves. A Beautiful Mind, for one. You can watch Temple Grandin, for two. You can watch Silver Linings Playbook. All of these movies deal with somebody who has the disorder. And for you to see it up front, I think would be really important. This has once again been a video that I thought about within 10 minutes of recording it. Don't have much energy to really plan out videos recently. I apologize if they suck, and I do feel bad about it. But it's better than not putting a video out, especially since I've been doing this for over a year. When it comes to Monday, I kind of have lost track of the week because I work almost every day of the week, and I've lost track of the week. So I really should just start videotaping next week's video this Monday, and then the next Monday's video the following Monday, just to get ahead of it. But that would require a lot of planning. Again, probably not something I'm gonna do anytime soon. But if this video helped you, that's really great. If you're dealing with something with symptoms of something that I talked about, I would probably suggest maybe you see a doctor or just get it checked out. And also not to self-diagnose yourself, not to say, oh, I have OCD or I have ADHD or I have bipolar. These types, like if you really think that you might have this thing, you better get it checked out. If you know somebody who has one of the things that I'm talking about, I think that it is very important, and especially if you want to be a part of a support system for this person, is to look into the thing that they have. You know somebody who's been diagnosed with schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. Like, kind of research it into a little bit, because I think that the media makes certain disorders look worse than they are, or stigmatizes them, says that these person are crazy, or anybody comes out the news that they did something wrong, they say that this person had a mental health disorder, and it really puts all those people in a really bad light. So I would say do a little bit of research. I don't say that you have to become an expert on the topic. I just think it would be important to look into the things that the thing has to do with. Like, for a person with anxiety, there's a thing called triggers, where there's certain things that would cause me to have anxiety. Like the person I was talking about before, they said that this certain person gave them anxiety. Everybody has what's called a trigger that causes your symptoms to manifest. And if you see that the thing that your friend or person you care about has been diagnosed with has a thing called triggers, and you feel comfortable asking them, like, hey, I want to be really supportive of what you're going through. I want you to know that I'm there for you. Let me know if there's anything that I can look out for you. If I've had loved ones say that to me, what is something that causes you to have anxiety? That way, if they know that I'm dealing with that, then they know that I'm dealing with anxiety, and they might be able to just remind me that they are part of my support system, that they're there for me, that they are somebody I can reach out to. I know I have a support system of family and friends, and there's certain people I know that I can contact first. There's certain people I know who can sympathize better. There's certain people I know that I might not be able to contact first, might not be easy to contact them, or people who wouldn't understand what I was talking about. Real quick before I finish editing this video, I did talk about people I know who are a support system and which order I know who I can contact. If somebody has told you that they have a thing that they're dealing with or a thing that they've been diagnosed with, do not assume that everybody knows what they're dealing with. I posted it online that I'm dealing with anxiety, so obviously I don't really care who finds out about that. It might give me anxiety, but I know I have a support system of people. If somebody comes to you and they say, hey, I'm dealing with this thing, I've been diagnosed with this thing, I just wanted to let you know I'm okay, I'm dealing with these things with a doctor, or if they've decided to do therapy or take medication or whatever, they've confided in you, and that's probably not something you should bring up to other people or tell other people or say in front of other people. Just they've put their trust in you, okay? And just don't go around broadcasting something that somebody has told you in confidence. That's all. I don't have videos that get posted late very often. This last week's video was late. The Hurricane Dorian video was late, but I blame Hurricane Dorian. And I had another video that was late before. I think it was at Christmas time because I was busy or something like that. I try to get my videos out on time. And I put out new videos every Monday. Sometimes it's personal, a vlog. A lot of the times it's random and not planned out very well. Sometimes it is planned out, but not very often. Make sure to give that like and subscribe button a 1-2 punch, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!